Hi guys, how's it going? Hello, hello. Let's see, get this all situated. Here we go. Perfect. How is everybody doing? Let's see. Pin this up here. There we are. Perfect. Let's see if I can see comments. Anybody who hops on, if you could say hello. Okay, I see people hopping on. Tina, I see you. The little icons start popping up at the top. Hey, hey. Okay, there we go. So you can see me perfect. Hello, hello. Y'all, look at this. This is one of my favorite teardrops. It is the sugar pine one. She had it last year. She's got it again this year. I love it. It's so full. So we're going to be using this for fall. We're going to be doing a fall, you guys. As you guys come on, hey Mimi. If you could say hello, if you would not mind spreading the love. Hey Sabrina. Okay guys, we're going to be using, this is a collection. It is not a kit, it's a collection. But, okay, so we're going to be using this. Then we're going to be using these. Hey Shirley. Look how pretty these are. Then we're going to be using this and this. And then we're going to be using the small version of that. And, hey Tracy, hey Angela. Okay, so in the picture, this is my fault. Okay, so in the picture, you're going to see this. But then I got home and I decided that I didn't want to use that. Instead, I'm going to use this. So I'll give you guys the number for this too. Okay? Because I thought this would go so well with this. Look at that. Like, I was feeling these colors together more, so. I know Sarah's going to be like, Sonia, oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Does that count? Okay, you guys. So, what I did is I went ahead and fluffed my little pine here already. I changed my mind, okay? And then the other thing that I did is I went and got little stems. If you ever, right? Like, that looks better. Okay, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Hold on. Let me turn on the fan really quick, you guys. I just realized. I'm like, it feels a little warm. I just feel a little warm. My fan's not on. Okay, so sticks, whenever I use stems, a lot of times I keep the sticks. Hey, Velma. And so then what I did is I just stuck a stick in there. And then I kind of put it at an angle, like that. Okay, and we're going to use that, and that's going to help us put this into our grape, or into our teardrop. So I did that to both of these, okay? Right, the ribbon change? There, see? I knew it, I knew it. So what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to add these stems. We're going to layer the stems, and then we're going to zip tie them together and add them in here. Hey, Renee, right? Because this, I feel like the color, like I got the other one, but then once I got home and I saw the colors on this, and it's just the moss colored one. It's just a regular solid moss, 1.5 inch. So what I'm going to do is, this is one of the birch. We're just going to kind of fan that out a little bit. Stella. Move these around. So and then we're going to take this and we're going to layer this on top. Okay? But you need to make sure that you still spread your spray out, okay? You still need to do that. Hey, Patty. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Since you're first time watching, I will introduce myself. I should introduce myself anyways. My name is Sonia Thompson. I'm the owner of the Red Rustic Rose, and I collab with the Wreath shop here usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'll make, sometimes I do kits. Sarah and I put kits together. Sometimes this is a collection. And it is pinned at the bottom. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of spreading these out. Okay, I'll do it some more once it's on there. But I always like to get it so that I know where I'm going to zip tie it if I'm doing that. So we're going to add that probably around like that. Smooth that a little higher. Yes, it is the birch. So I have not used the birch yet, and I've been dying to use it. And I really liked it in combination with this sunflower stem. So this is where we're at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to layer it on top like that. But I got to zip tie this together first. Yeah, these birch leaves are super pretty. They're a really good price too. I think they're like $4. So you cannot go wrong with that. And I am going to cut these stems down, you guys. I just got to get it in here first and see where I want it. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this down, and I'm going to take these ties here, right, just from the teardrop, and give it a couple twists there. We're going to come up here and do the same thing. Usually when I do this, I try and make sure that I'm doing it in at least 2-3 different spots. Okay? So we're just coming in here. And no, I am not using mesh. This is all greenery, florals, no mesh. You can add mesh if you want. But I decided I did not want to add mesh to this one. And I may move these sunflowers later on. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we're going to do a couple more here. If you see how long the stem is here, see how long that is down? So we're gonna cut some of that. But I'm gonna tie a couple. Probably cut it about there, I think. When I do this, I wait until I get it in there just to see where I want it. And see, these are the sticks that I'm talking about. Like, this is a really good, sturdy stick. I will save that. I will probably toss this one. It's a little one. So, and then what I'll do is see where I cut it right there, and there's the two. I'll use 2 ties from the teardrop. Give it a twist. There we go. So now we've got it in there. All you're doing is kind of cut. You're not only just securing it, you're also covering that branch up. Okay? Hey, Veronica. You guys, I will tell you that sometimes if you don't see me say hello to you, it is not because I'm ignoring you. I have found that a lot of times I don't see all the comments. I'll go back, I'm like, oh no, they're going to think I wasn't saying hi to them. No, a lot of times I literally do not see that person's comments. So if I don't say hi to you and you said hello, I'm not ignoring you. It just didn't show me your comment. So I'm just kind of moving this around. I am going to put more greenery in here. So even though you can see like right here, right? You can see a lot of that greenery there, or the teardrop. It's okay. There's going to be other stuff on there. So we're good. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom one. So I'm going to do the top and the bottom. And then we're going to go from there. And so what I did is I used one of the birch and one of the long ones on each the top and the bottom. And then we're going to use the smaller ones towards the center. Well, thank you. And then that's all I'm doing is just layering this. I am pulling the birch leaves. I want to make sure you can see those, right? So they're kind of peeking out. So yeah, hey Karen, make sure you guys are following the page here. You're following my page, the Red Rustic Rose. So you want to know when we go live, you guys. And then we're going to come down here, and you see how it's got the little tail. I always spread that out, okay? Then we're going to zip tie this first together. And then we're going to use the ties on the teardrop greenery there to keep that onto the, go on top. There we are. Okay, perfect. So on this one, it's going to be a little bit easier. I'll know where I want to cut it before. So I'm going to do it about, do it about right there. So I can cut this one beforehand. And these are the new pretty fall sunflower. Oh, I did throw the longer one away. It's okay. I'll come back to it. I'm good. And you know what? I'm going to, where I tied in the other ones, I'm going to unravel that right there. We're going to set this down. And if you see, it's going to go right over here. Before I tie it in, that way you guys can see how long I've made it. So see how that's going to go all the way to the bottom right there. Hey, Sharon. So now we're going to take those ties. Actually, do two. 1, 2. We're good with that. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit more here. And I will tell you, this will keep it in place. Like if you're scared something's going to happen, with twisting it that many times, it's not coming off. I've never had any one come off. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. Okay, then we're going to come up here. I'm going to use tie right there. This is not a kit, Tracy. This is a collection. We're probably going to do a kit on Thursday. Sarah comes back into town. And so then we're probably going to go through and see what we're going to do. A lot more Christmas came in. Oh my God, you guys, these beautiful blue poinsettia leaves came in that I was dying for and I convinced Sarah to get when we went to market. So I'm so excited about those. I am going in and moving some of this greenery around a little bit. I'm going to add the pumpkins in just to kind of see the lay of the land, right? So this is what we got so far. I'm leaving this gap right here because I am going to put a pumpkin, and I want to put the pumpkin and then put the greenery around it. But look at that. Hey, Dallas. Thank you, Tracy. So we're going to put, and this is why I put the stick in. See how I did that? So now when I put glue in, I can push it in through here and it's going to stay. Okay? It's not going to fight me. It's going to be a lot easier. You can even undo one of these ties and put it in there as well along with the glue. Okay? I may do that. I may undo this bottom one there and put it there. Let's see. So because of this pumpkin, I will add glue to this, okay? This one will not just be by itself, just tied in there. I will do glue on this one. I'm going to do a little glue there. It's just because the stick is much smaller, and I want to make sure that it stays in. Okay. Just don't put your fingers in there, okay? Last thing you want. Sarah, hey there. Yes. So look. But there's going to be more stuff in there, so. So when I went to the Wreath shop, I picked up 2 of the birch, 2 of the long ones, and 1 of the little ones. But I actually had another little one that I'm going to put in there. So, can you please tell me a size 32 inch? Oh, no worries, Pamela, no worries. Right? I'm like, look, won't that look super cute? Yes. So we're going to do that one there. I am probably going to pull this little fern out because I'm going to put the other pumpkin up here. So we're going to have 1 here and 1 up here. Yes, it could also be a centerpiece. So this is what so I gotta put some glue in that sucker there. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Of course. And it's the sugar pine. It is actually pinned at the bottom what I'm using. So if you see, I am moving some of these sunflowers around, okay? So I want to make sure there's sunflower there, there. But look how cute that looks with the 2. And we haven't even put ribbon in this. Haven't put ribbon in this. So the reason I took out this is because that's a pretty substantial pumpkin. And it's going to just cover this up. And I don't want that. I can use this. So we're going to take this. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Sarah, there's no mesh in this. Oh, I know, Sarah. Can you believe it? And see? And now we're just going to put it there. So you see, I'm moving some of these leaves around so you can see some of the other ones. Oh, you still have birch there. The idea is you want to see a little bit of everything. Okay. So here's what we got. Just need to make sure that that's in there. Yes, it is. Okay. Now we're going to take this one. This is the small version of it. So there's the longer one. The longer one is great too if you want to put it into baskets. It's fantastic for that. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple of these apart. Okay? So it's, and these are fantastic. These are the kind of sprays that I absolutely love. They have all kinds of greenery on them. I mean, you could use this by itself on something. Look at that. It's, looks like a pick. It's a really good price. This is like $8 for this, and you can literally put 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 different picks out of this. And that's just one. Okay, so we're going to come in with this. And I think I'm going to fill in the top up here first. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. And put this up here. We're going to kind of maneuver this sunflower down a little bit. And we're going to get a piece here that does not have a sunflower on it, because I've already got one up at the top and I don't want another one butting up against that one. Same thing. Let's see. Okay, so look at our top is filling out. So now we're going to start filling in right here where it's all green, right? Now we're going to take this one that's got the sunflower. When you take these stems apart, there's always one that's more manageable than the others. So you use that one to wrap around. And now it's one piece. There we go. And that's all we're doing here is we're just filling out. I mean, look at this. Look how much stuff is in that. Yes, that is a collection at the bottom, you guys. What I'm doing is just kind of spreading these out. And we're just going to add this right over here. Okay, we're going to add the other piece probably right down here. But look how many pieces. Oh, you tried the link, it wasn't working? You know, it did that last time. Y'all, this one is making me nuts. Hey, Kathy Mitchell. Let me see. Try it now without it, if not, go to the reshop.com. And if you go under other, it'll be the first one at the top, the lives. I can't do it on my end because I'm in the live, so it doesn't work the same way for me. So you see how I'm filling in that green? See? So we've got all around through there. And that's all we're doing. Probably going to put some more at the top here because you can obviously see a lot more of that right there. So we're going to be adding some more there. Hey, Barb. Bring in some of this one in. And like I said, so far this is one of the small sprays, 2 of the big, and 2 of the birch. And look how full this is. Okay, this is not wrapping around. Come on, man. There we go. What I'm doing is I'm putting some of this up here where you can see a lot more of the green. And I'm making sure to lift those leaves up, okay? Okay, there we are. Looks a little better, filling that in a little bit more. It's okay if you see some of the green, it is totally fine. I just want to fill it in a little bit more. Thanks, Darcel. Thank you. Do I want another? Okay, so this is the other one I have. So I got two of the small ones. Well, I had another small one already at home. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to throw part of that in there. So I'm going to put it up here because I'm going to add another one of these so I'm going to take, I'm going to take the sunflower out because it's going to go towards the bottom. Because I've already got quite a few sunflowers here, okay? Yes, it is a swag. It's a collection. Dang, something just jumped off. And that is why you make sure you put your pins in your ribbon. Because although it jumped off, it did not unravel. Okay, so we're coming up here. The other thing too that you can do, if these keep sticking out, I do this all the time. No judgment. We're just going to trim that a little bit there. Totally fine. Now, of course, we're going to come right down here. And we're going to add this other sunflower right down here at the bottom. Now, see how this has this wire that can wrap around? A lot of times what I will do is I will take it and wrap it around. And then I'll put a little dab of glue if I'm worried that maybe it'll take, it's not going to stay. But yeah, you can just make sure you wrap it around one of the needle nose. Squish. Dab of glue. Let's see. Hold on one sec. So now this red one gets covered up. I don't want that. So I'm going to cut that out. Use a little dab of glue. There we are. You can't get the shortcuts to work. Oh, go to thewreathshop.com. So look how pretty this is, you guys. We haven't even added a bow to this. But look at this. No mesh. It is all florals. But look how nice and full that is. So we're going to... Sorry, I made a loop. We're just going to hang this right here. But look how pretty, right? Thank you. No mesh, girl, no mesh. And then we can put a bow right here. I think I'm going to put a bow right there. Oh, Sarah, this is where my confession comes in. So, Sarah, I have to bring the roll of ribbon back. I originally was going to use this. Thank you, Carol. But instead, I had a moss, and I used this. And yes, it's in stock. So I'm going to use this instead. I thought it would go better. I was like, my bad. I'm indecisive. You know how it goes. And this is the Dupioni, you guys. Burgundy Dupioni. But look how pretty that is. Tell me that does not go with all that. Hello? The link wasn't in the past that I have watched you. I used to take right. I know. I know. It hasn't. I don't know why. I know. I'm not sure why. There is no... Sarah, do you know why? And it's not for everybody. Some people it works. Other people it doesn't. I have no idea why. I didn't change anything of how I do it. So I don't understand why all of a sudden it's having a problem. So I do apologize for that. I'm so sorry, Scarlett. But I'll do some research. Maybe there's something else I need to do. Some orange to bring some of the pumpkins. I think it would be I would maybe use a plaid. Yeah, you could. I'm not gonna. I could use, you know what, the other one that I saw is, there is a plaid with this. Let's see. Hold on. Hold, please. If you guys hear something fall, just ignore it. It's okay. I was thinking of this one, but I've used this a lot. I have no idea. I hardly use anymore. Yeah, I'll have to ask Rachel, right? So I thought about this, but then at the same time, I've used this a lot, and there isn't a lot of plaids, friend. Isn't a lot of plaids, so I went this way. I got to bring this back. Okay. So we're going to do a bow now. So let's do... Yeah, we're going to do that kind of bow. Okay, so we're going to do this at 7.5. I have to ask Rachel. Maybe I'll shoot Rachel a text and go, hey girl, do you know what's this happening? It is a good one. Okay, so we are going to do a 7.5 inch tail, 6.5 inch loop, okay? $6.5 inch loop there. And we are going to do, oh, how long do I want this? Let's make this. We'll make it 20. About 20. Approximately 20. We're just dovetailing that. Okay, then we're going to come in with the pretty moss. I mean, I could add the rest in there too. It's all solid. Yep, you can choose your own ribbon. I could put it in there and then put the moss on top. That may be the answer, friends. That may be the answer. Right? Okay, so we're going to do this instead. Oh, I told you I'm indecisive. So we're going to do this. Don't judge me! Okay, so we're going to... It's about 1/2 inch down. About 1/2 inch down there. Then I'm going to do a 6-inch loop. Yeah, I'll use it at the bottom too. 6-inch loop. So our first one was 6.5. Our second one's going to be 6. And we're going to cut this about 1/2 inch. Yeah, this plaid's one of my favorites. She has it in 1.5 and 2.5. Thank you. Already dovetailed this one. Same thing, about 1/2 inch down. Remember, if you guys make the tails too long, once you put it up there, you can always give it a haircut, y'all. Don't be scared. Just give it a little haircut. Okay, so 6.5, 6, We're going to go with 5.5 here. And this one's going to be shorter, friends. About half the length. Yeah. It also it makes it a little bit more the color. It does. For sure. Let's see. Need some zip ties, guys. Bring this up. Is that a linen or canvas moss? It is the canvas. Just the regular, I'll give you the number. It is the RG127852. I'll put it on there. RG127852. Nope, 852. Just copy it and paste it, and it'll pop right up. I just posted the number on there, you guys. Oh, and then the plaid. RGE 1328. There we go. There's the two ribbons that are not in the thing. It happens, friends. It happens. Okay. Give that a little tug. Snip that off. And now, here's our pretty bow. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, super pretty. And you can, we'll probably move the tails around a little bit, the loops. We'll see how we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of this greenery around. I might have to take that. Gonna push it through. I use the long zip ties because I want to make sure it gets attached to the spine. Okay. You can also do it with like the 20-inch pipe cleaners, but I like making sure that it is nice and secure, especially because I'm not using mesh. There we go. Don't over tighten it. We just want to hear the zip of it catching, and then we're going to mess with it. Aha, it is there. Okay. Now we can move this around however we want. Now we can play with it. We can do this. Move some of our tails around a little bit. And then tighten that up a little bit more. Where's my zip tie? There it is. You see how pretty that burgundy goes with that? Alright, so we're going to move that sunflower up a little bit. I may tuck this in. I may just leave it. I'll probably shorten it a little bit. Thanks, Kathy. This is when you kind of play around with your tails a little bit. I want to leave that burgundy a little bit longer so that everything kind of comes off of that. Right? You know what? I was not always a big fan of burgundy, and I will tell you that this year I've really started liking it a lot. Like, ooh, it's just so pretty. It just pops so pretty, especially for fall designs, even Christmas designs. It really is just gorgeous. So that's what we got right there. I may trim these down a little bit. I don't know yet. I am going to do a cheater bow, probably around here. That's going to have some long tails down. I don't want to cover a lot of the greenery, okay? Because I really like that. So, let's do this. We are going to make this, let's see if I just do one tail. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit different. So we're going to do a 6-inch tail. Thank you, Stella. Oh, didn't dovetail. Yeah, this, especially with the Dupioni, it's like super, super pretty. What are we going to do there? We're going to do 5. And we're going to make this a little bit longer, so that feels good. Which is, how much is that? About 15 inches. Has anyone seen or know where to find white ribbon with gold that looks like stars? Like stars? I don't think she has any. I'm not sure. I think we're going to come in with this one. Yeah, sometimes the white, she's got the 4-inch white with gold Harlequin, which is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys want some beautiful 4-inch Harlequin, go check out the website. But now with stars, I honestly cannot recall seeing. We're going to make that 5 inches well, you guys. We're going to bring this tail down and just stagger it just a smidge, about 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. The pins? What pins? What pins? Absolutely. It was at the bottom, but that link is not working, so. 0505. There you are, friend. Just copy and paste that over at the Wreath shop. It'll pop up. Then we're going to come in with this one, the moss. I just looked at the clip so you can find the correct ribbons and like, ah, thank you. Oh, at the end, girl, I ain't done yet. They're right here. Right here, friend. Right here. Thank you, Teresa. At the end, my friend. At the end. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit shorter. Okay, now we're going to use a zip tie to keep it together, and then we'll use the ties on the wreath. The reason I'm using a zip tie is because there's a lot of greenery in there. So I want to make sure that this is nice and secure. You know. Telling you, that other one that jumped off the counter earlier, that's how come it's not unraveled. guys, give this a little tug. This is kind of like a cheater bow. But we got loops. See how pretty that is? Girl, I totally forgot. Girl, I got a lot of things going. I need to. You know what? Hold, please. Gold zip ties. This is my post-it on the side here. Do not forget post-its. Okay, so we're going to come in here. Let's take that off real quick. Oops. That's fine. We're going to come right down here under this sunflower. There's a nice little gap. Did you? Okay. When I am getting off of here, Dallas. For sure. So we're going to come in here. Find some of these ties. Put the bow right there. Take the tie. Put the sunflower back. Now we're going to have these pretty long tails here. Look at that, you guys. Not there. I may put a small bow on here just so that there isn't, right? You need a little something. But it's just going to be a small cheater bow. Not going to be a big one. And we're going to go back with our burgundy. Oh. I am an enabler for that. Yes. I am like obsessed with zip ties and colors. Maybe look at, I'm just going to show you just a couple. Can't judge me, friends. You can't judge me. At any given moment, this is what I got going on the side. And there's more. There's more. And they're in different sizes. Thanks, Kathy. We're gonna make this tail 7 and the loop. We're gonna do the loop at 5.5. The tail. Oh yeah. Well, you can make yours a short tails, girl. Yeah, sometimes I do long tails, sometimes I do short tails, sometimes I do long tails, and then I end up giving them a trim because I'm like, Yes, you have to have all the sizes. Exactly. Yeah, so it's kind of like one of those things. I do them. I'll do the long tail, then I'll look at it later, and I'm like, I'm going to give that a trim. So it just kind of depends. I try not to do that so much because it seems like blasphemy throwing away all that ribbon. But sometimes it just happens. And sometimes I do a little bit shorter tails. Not quite as long, so it's okay. So I'm going to do the cheater bow right here. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate you. Okay. Yes, you can make cheater bows with 3 ribbons. You can make them with 2. You can do a cheater bow with 1 color, 1 ribbon. It's totally okay. So we're going to come in, bring this up, squeeze. I'm going to probably do the same thing. I'm probably going to use a zip tie just to keep it together. But there's a lot of florals, and I don't want to disturb my florals so much. Keep it sturdy. Isn't that cute? Give that a little tug, little trim. Now we're going to put it in here. That's that big sunflower. Maybe like around right here, I feel. That would look cute right there. Okay, we're going to come in here. And let's see. There's a tie there. Wrapping that around. Okay. Now we're going to bring this. I want to make sure you can see that sunflower. I want to make sure we turn those leaves around. I can't have backward leaves. If I see a backward leaf, I'm going to have a conniption. Nope, can't have that. And all we're doing here is just spreading our tails out. So here we go. So now we've got our cheater bow in here. We got some tails. If you notice, I'm putting some of them behind, some of them in front. Okay, so there's our cheater bow there. I do think I'm going to trim this. So sorry, beautiful burgundy Dupioni. Oh, that looks much better already. Okay, you guys. Look at this. I am so happy with this. I will say so. Look how pretty that is. So we've got our sunflowers. We've got our 2 pumpkins. Oh, you guys, the pumpkins come in a set of 2. They are beautiful size. So remember, we used 2 of the long sprays and 1 of the small sunflower sprays. And then 2 of the birch. Okay. So yeah, and this is done on a 32-inch, thank you, 32-inch sugar pine teardrop. And there's no mesh in this, y'all. It is all beautiful greenery. Greenery and florals. And we got our tails here. I may or may not keep them this long. I'm not sure yet. But that's what we got, you guys. I will clean it up, take a pretty picture of it. Once again, make sure you guys are following the page here, the Wreath Shop. Thank you. And then also go over and follow my page, the Red Rustic Rose. I will be back on Thursday. Oh, go over to thewreathshop.com. Tons of new stuff is coming in. Beautiful Christmas. There is a chocolate ornament with pink icing on it. Y'all better run because it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, and then there's beautiful poinsettias and then some blue poinsettia stems, leaves, velvety. Oh, my nutcracker. Just when you guys go over to the website, just think nutcracker and you will see my vision. Okay? You will see it. Okay, you guys have a good one and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye, guys.